All right, everyone, we are live, and I hope you enjoyed a little bit of live music there before we got started. I wanted to keep it kind of lively before we jumped in. So thank you so much for being here today. Hopefully you can hear me. If you could let me know, that would be great. And you can probably already see that Ryan's not here, but I am. And away we go. And Elena's like, all good, Sandy, I can hear you. Thank you. Wonderful. Okay. So today I figured we would do some fun kind of items about how to use the different embed tools within kvCORE that are going to help you add elements into custom pages, blogs. It could even be newsletters and taking review information you might have and adding it to your website. So what am I talking about in regards to this? So let me go ahead and show you a couple of ideas here. I'm going to open up my own test account here and website and my own kvCORE dashboard. So it's going to take a moment for all of my little goodies to load up here on my own site. But basically, within kvCORE, you have the ability to actually add in different elements. So if we're looking at the footer of your website, you have the ability to add your widget down here to speak to your reviews. You have the ability to actually add your review information with a widget with the HTML code within your resource tabs up here with a custom page. So if we wanted to look at Google reviews or my Google reviews or what have you, you can actually embed that information within a custom page as well, or a blog or a newsletter, the footer, what have you. There's all sorts of little fun things you can do here really, really quickly to kind of spruce up your website and share information. Also within kvCORE, if you want to see the built-in embed codes, which help you build in searches, home valuations, and so forth, you can add these easily to any type of outbound messaging in seconds. So if we go into your Web and IDX here on the left-hand side of kvCORE, and we just go down here to embeds, this is your little shortcut to find this information. Now, if you are a company, office, or team admin, this next little tidbit is for you. This is your pro tip. Always be mindful of the scope of which you're creating that embed code. So if you're an agent, you're only going to see your name and your office domain or whatever your domain is for your agent website. If you're an admin, you could have a whole menu of choices here from all of the agents all the way down into your offices and teams and company information. So really be thoughtful and purposeful on what you're choosing here as an admin. If you're an agent, you can just pop in here and go. Or if you're an agent with two websites, choose which website you're choosing to make that widget, that embed widget for. So in my case, I'm just going to use my own domain. And Andy's saying, is this recorded? Yes, it's streaming right to YouTube. It is recorded. You will be able to view this, and you'll also be able to come back and review any of the past courses we have had as well. So let's talk a bit about this section. So the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to look at this QR code section. We actually had a really great webinar on QR codes. I think it was in July, and I'll make sure we include that link in the recap for today when we send it out. But basically, it speaks to how you can use the QR codes that are built into kvCORE to find your own website. So when you say you have a flyer or a business card, or maybe you want to post it on a Craigslist ad with an image of a property, a QR code to see your website, you can go right to Web and IDX, Embeds. The QR code is your first option. This is your QR code for your website tied to you in kvCORE. To save this, you just basically right-click on the image, save image as, and then name it. So Annalise's QR code, boom. Now I have it saved to use in the future. If you have a specific listing that you want to create a QR code for, you're just going to drop that QR code right, or the listing ID in here, and then you're going to search it. So if we go over here to listings, I'm going to open this up on a new tab. If you want to have multiple tabs of kvCORE open, a little pro tip here, hover over anything on this left-hand side. So you can go to all MLS listings or any of those above. And then I usually right-click, open link on new tab, and it's going to open up another tab for kvCORE for whatever you're seeking to find. That way I can have my listing tab open now and my QR code tab open. So let's say I wanted to create a QR code for this place off Weeping Way Lane. All I need is the MLS number, so I can either memorize it or copy and paste it or have it written down and type it in. But we want to bring that with us to this tool, paste it in. And of course, the system's saying, hey, there's no listing for that right now. Great, no problem. I'll just skip that. But if it's your listing, you're going to be able to choose one. And then, like this gave me an option just now, this is the QR code that is unique to this MLS ID. So then if I wanted to save this, I could just save image as, name it, my QR code for 123 Main Street. And then I can also put this on my ad for a website to go to a little thing to go to my website. And this, view it on your camera, on your mobile device to go learn more about this property. We can also go down into the property search. So all of these next three here, property search, website widget, and seller valuation, these can come in handy in many different aspects of your website and your outgoing messaging, whether it's on an advanced email editor or a newsletter, or within a blog post or a custom page. So the really cool thing about these property search and website widgets is they give you the ability to actually copy one of these two frames and then drop one of these two property searches either onto your own website within a blog or a custom page or an SEO area page, or a website that's standalone outside of what you may have with kvCORE. And Mary Ann saying, hey, what happens if your QR code for the MLS number doesn't come up? What I would say, Mary Ann, is if you're experiencing that, ping support and say, hey, this is a listing that I'm trying to get a QR code to create for me via Web and IDX Embeds. Can you look into why it's not generating that? And they'll need to troubleshoot it. Okay, so if you wanted to take any of these codes and drop them into a custom page really easily or a blog, all you have to do is grab this embed code and copy it, either one. It's the same idea for this website widget. This is more of a horizontal versus vertical of the previous two. And this one especially works great at the bottom or the top of a blog post, a newsletter, inside of your SEO area pages to kind of zhuzh them up, give them a little more opportunity to search your site. You can also drop your seller valuation right here into the footer of your website. So it's always at the bottom left of your website. Put it into a newsletter, put it into an advanced email template. These are all sorts of things that you can do really, really easily and quickly, and also kind of learn some chops if you're kind of not too sure about jumping into HTML, like what the heck is an iframe and what does it have to do with me? This kind of helps you get your feet wet into learning, like, okay, code is like a big, scary, hairy monster as I thought it was. So this is going to kind of help you kind of get into like thinking, oh, I am capable of doing this, these really simple type of updates. And then see if it's something you like and you want to explore further, or if you just want to say, you know what, I'm just going to hire somebody to do this for me and go through our done for you systems, or get a website built for yourself that has these built in. But this is some really good empowerment stuff. So let's say we want to take our website widget and actually drop this into an SEO area page. Now, some of you might be saying, that sounds great, but what the heck is an SEO area page, right? So first thing I'm going to do is copy this iframe. So I'm going to highlight it and copy. And the next thing I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and look at our website content to learn a bit about SEO area pages. Now, there's a couple of ways of which we can get to these. We can either scroll up just a titch and then click on content and then service areas and SEO. Or If you just logged into kvCORE and you're like, all right, well, I need to know how to get there from scratch, from your dashboard, or this menu here on the left, just scroll on down the left-hand side, Web and IDX, website content, service areas, and SEO. Okay, so within this section, these are all areas that reflect on the front side of your website. So this service areas and SEO reflect what lands on the front side of your website towards the bottom. For areas we cover. So you can actually customize this list really, really easily and add in elements to help people have a good experience using your website. So you can empower your contacts to click on these areas as you add them in. And you can actually embed videos. You can embed a search tool. You can add in content or descriptive information into these sections. And all of the information between this banner, omitting like this video part that I added in here, but everything from these tiles of most popular, most expensive, least expensive on down the road here are all being pulled directly from your MLS information automatically for you. So when you look at this information and you tell your contacts how to use this, you can say, hey, if you want to learn more about a specific area, pop into my website and you can actually click in and see the most popular, most expensive, least expensive. And this is all live data that we're pulling into this feed. It automatically pulls in a listing summary for that area. How many total? How many are new or reduced, opens, foreclosures, or short sales? People can actually click on these to go further inward to see those results. Now, some of you might have caught a difference in numbers here, right? So if we say reduced or 28, but when I click on this, it says 9 results. And this could be a head scratcher like, okay, why? So what's happening is overall, within the MLS, there are 28 reduced properties overall. However, as an agent, as an office, as a team, as a company, we have the ability to actually say, well, I only want these types of properties to show on my website. When people click a little deeper into this to see the reduced, it only shows the specific types of homes that I have chosen to have shown on my website. I can show you where you can make that choice too before we close out today. But that's the difference here. So you're going to see overall what's available, but overall on my site, on what I have allowed to be shown, there are these types of results. Okay. Also going further on in here, we have our town versus county stats, a little bit of a real estate market help map menu, a map on where it's located. And then dependent on how an agent might enter a listing into the MLS, it might lead to a further rabbit hole click of like, okay, I'm looking in La Costa or Aviara, Brindisi, and so forth. So it just leads to people to be doing click, click, click. I'm going to explore this. I'm going to go take a look at all of this. And then, at the very top, you could add a video up here. So like if you have core video, or maybe you've got core video or a YouTube video where you're like, hey, this is Annalisa. Welcome to my Carlsbad real estate page. If you look below, you're going to find the following items. It's a little video of you playing, showing like, hey, if you look below, you'll see the most popular, most expensive, some market health information. Enjoy. Don't forget to check out additional areas or neighborhoods at the bottom of things that might interest you. You can engage with people here before they've even had a chance to meet you. So this gives you the ability to drop information in here or content so people can get to know, like, and trust you, try to understand that, yes, you are an expert in the area. You do understand what you're speaking to about the community and what people might be looking for. Any questions so far? I don't think there are, but I wanted to look. Nope, nothing yet. All right. So I'm going to assume you are wrapped with attention. That's going to be good for my ego, right? So how do we go about adding information in here? So when we're looking at the kvCORE embed tab here and adding it into the search area in SEO, so let's say I wanted to add that search into the San Diego field. So all you have to do is go where it says plain text or HTML and paste that frame that we copied a moment ago in here. And you can see it's kind of a small area. Notice how my cursor changes from an arrow to like a little drag arrow right here. If we need to make that section larger, we pull or push. This is the finger workout for the day, right? And flex and push. Okay, but this is where you can actually drop that iframe and actually kind of see better, like, what am I looking at here? I need more room for my peepers to understand this. So this is that code. Now, all I have to do is click save. So when we go to the site right now, if I go back to San Diego, without having anything in there yet, you can see this is what it looks like normally. Just a banner, the 3 images, scroll down the page. If we paste this in and click save, it's going to update that page. Then we should be able to go over here and just reload this. Sometimes it can take a little bit for it to show up. It might, yeah, it's going to have to filter through. But basically, we have the ability here. There goes Save San Diego. So it should be ready to go. Let me go ahead and reload that. And now we've added a quick search at the top of this section. Super, super easy to do and super thoughtful for your contacts. It gives them yet another place to search. So then they can come here and start searching if they get inspired, instead of having to do another click, which isn't a huge deal really in the grand scheme of life, but we can just make it easier, but just by looking here and using it instead of having to go click and then more filters and start. So it's a really neat addition for that. Now, let's say you wanted to add a video. And I see there's a question here. Can you put more than one custom section in the individual areas? Yes, Elizabeth, fantastic segue. Yes. And I'm actually working on a way to format it. So it's not going to be super pretty today. It'll be functional, but it's not going to be like gorgeous. So I'm working on like a formatting to put in there for HTML, but that's a work in progress. So let's say you have a video that you want to embed. I'm going to go ahead and just go to YouTube and find a video. Oh, we'll just go to youtube.com. Now, one little fun factor about YouTube is there is actually a filter in here for Creative Commons use. And that means it's kind of a free, copyright-free use of a video. If you don't have a video about the area yet, maybe you want to use one that's already created, but you don't want to use something somebody else owns and is using, because then you could get slapped with, you know, some nastiness if somebody finds you're using their own content without asking, right? So what we could do here is put in like San Diego, maybe it's drone footage, you know, something super simple. Now, if I want to find something that's potentially free, I can go into my filter. I'm doing the search, filter, Creative Commons under features. And that shows me everything that's free. Now, to me, like here's San Diego downtown and Corona Bridge royalty-free drone footage. Perfecto. Sometimes you get all the luck, right? So I could actually go into this video.
Dear Power.
Go backwards. I'm going to pause it. And then when we click the share button here to get the code, we're not using this link. Do not use the direct link. You're going to go to this embed icon, this little greater than, less than looking icon, right? Embed. You're going to click on that. And you see there's a common theme here of this iframe, right? The iframe was around the widget for the search. There's an iframe around this video. When we click copy, it copies that whole line of information for the frame of this video. Now, all we have to do is go back to kvCORE, go into the area that we want to affect change to. I'm going to drag that little guy out. And I'm going to drop the code in. And I'm going to click save. We're going to give it a beat to save. So saved San Diego showing to me on the left. I should be able to go back to my San Diego page and see both of those placed in there. Drum roll, please. Okay, so there you go. So now you've got your search and a video. And what I'm trying to do is work out a way where I can have a block over here for the video and a block for text. That is my my work in progress, though. Elizabeth's like, awesome. And I'm pretty sure she said it that way. I'm just going to guess. So there's all sorts of cool, groovy things. And everything we did in here on this page for the SEO is the same thing you can do in a custom page and a blog and a newsletter. So you can use all of this content again and again and again with all of those different facets of communication. So let's talk a bit about the other areas of which we can add this information. So let's look at custom pages. So here is Annalise's review example. If we look at this one, we can actually click edit. And you can see I have this review widget embedded in here. The embed code information is in this little greater than, less than embed symbol. So you can see how this matches up with the share button embed here. So this is the icon you'll always be looking for. It's kind of like the universal icon for embedding objects. When I click on this, you'll see the code that I pulled from that agent Brianna's reviews to drop in here. So again, another iframe. If you want to find your own iframe information for your review suite, whether it's with maybe like Rate My Agent, I mean, there's all sorts of them out there, right? Reviews, Google reviews, Yelp, whatever it happens to be. I'm going to go ahead and grab this one at the bottom here. So I'm just going to skip down here to the bottom and we're going to find Brianna's information. So I'm going to click 14 reviews just to find hers. And let's see here. Oh, it should have taken me to her map. Darn it. They keep changing things on Google. So now I'm like, Can someone drop their Google review link in there if they have it? Actually, let me see what I got here. Google reviews. Here we go. No, there should be a way I can grab her review information right away. And Google keeps updating how you look at these things. Gosh darn it. Sorry, everybody. I'm trying to find it really quickly, but it's I'm failing, so I apologize for that. But when you pull this information in, you're actually able to go in and then maybe this is the one. Here it is. You click on the map view. There it is. Okay. So when you go to your Google review page, thank you, Glenda. I can go to yours too. Nope. Yeah, same thing. Okay. So when we go here, it takes us to like this page where you've got all of your information about your business on Google over here on the left, and then the map of where you are on the right. When you click this share guy right here, it says embed a map. When you choose the size, only choose from small or medium. I tested large and custom and it's no bueno. Large, it looks really, really bad. It doesn't adjust well. Custom, why bother? Because I know small and medium work. So you can choose one or the other. Like it'll show you kind of the differences once you get them in there. So there's the small. Here's medium. All you have to do is click copy HTML and it copies all of this for you right here. If we wanted to add this to our footer, if we wanted to add this to a custom page, a newsletter, a blog, whatever, all we need is this HTML to copy. And we can actually create a custom page, put it in our footer in seconds. All you need to do is click to get here, you go to Web and IDX, website content. And then this is the menu that comes up and you'll click on custom pages. New page, top right. Now, this is where we're going to name this. And then I'm going to omit everything in here. I'm not adding any content into the body of this. I'm going to click on my little embed icon and paste that information in and click save. And it drops it right in there. Now, when you're creating a custom page, is like a pro tip here. You can add a meta tag description. So this could be like reviews from Google for Annalisa, M. Dolan, realtor, whatever you're going to put in here. It's basically the 2 sentences that you add here. Land on the Google description or like the browser description of what they're going to click and go view. It's like the preview. So what's, preview content, what's the site about? And then you can add in keywords like realtor reviews, Vancouver, Washington, realtor, those types of things, because the keywords actually help associate the custom page with browsers. So when people look for realtors in this area or reviews for realtors in this area, the system will associate these keywords with the search on the search engine, and you'll be more likely to show up in those results. And Rose was saying, can we grab any reviews in the map or is it illegal? Well, I'm using this one because I do training and coaching and I wanted to show you how to use it from someone I created one for. But of course, you'd want to use your own reviews that someone have left for you on Google or maybe ones that you have on Rate My Agent or that you might be sending out to people after you've closed transactions and done business. Now, all we have to do now is click save. Or I might have missed a step. I'm really good at that. Yes, I am. Okay. So I'm going to land this into I'm going to actually put this into my featured area so it nests within a specific section. So now this is going to be called New Reviews Google. And I'm going to click save to publish this. And it's going to take just a moment. Now, so I don't get the other ones that I've created confused, I'm just going to kind of toggle these little dudes off so we can see what we just created. So this will be the only page showing on my website right now for feature and my Google reviews. So if I go up here and I refresh my page, we're going to see a lot of this disappear over here, or the manual update. So now you can see this is new reviews Google. So people can actually click on this and it'll open up that custom page and show that information right on my site. It is the same idea if you wanted to create a custom page for a specific area and then have a search built into that. We can go over to our Web and IDX embeds. And in this case, what I might do is I might grab like a doc. And I might say, this is my search bar. And this is my review code, right? So I know my review code is this right here, what we just copied. And now I'm going to pop my search bar code in here for my website widget. I'm going to copy that. So I know what I'm going to be pasting into this custom page. Can I keep all of my things, together? Maybe this is going to be like my San Diego custom page. And I want to gather up my items, right? And I'll make the font larger here for everybody. Okay, so we've got our search bar. We've got our review code. Maybe we want to put a video in here. And spelling is obviously key, but not for me today. But you get the idea. You can kind of put together all of your different elements here. So as you're building this, you can be really mindful of what am I including in this information. So let's go ahead and make sure we got that website widget. Maybe we want to grab that embed code information for the video. We're going to copy that, pop it in here. And then as you start saving these items, you've got all of it at your fingertips anytime as part of your facets within your marketing suite of information, because all of this information can be, used amongst other tools within kvCORE. And I see a question popped in here. Elizabeth is saying, hey, I have a custom page that I set up for a specific neighborhood, but I only want specific people who I gave a QR code or link to be able to view it. It shows up in resources on my site, and I don't seem to be able to change that. When I unpublish the main link, when I unpublishes, the link went to my main site, not that page. Any suggestions? Oh, interesting. The last I understood, if it's unpublished, it should still be able to be directed to them because it's just hidden. So Elizabeth, why don't you email me? I'm going to put my email address in here. The information and like the page information, and then I'll kind of noodle around with it and see what I can find out. It might be a feature request, but just send it over to me and I'll see what I can figure out. Okay, so let's say we want to take these elements and then add them to a custom page. So we've got our custom page in here already. So we go web and IDX, content, custom pages. I can go over here and create a new page, and we will call this San Diego, tour guide, or whatever you want to call it, right? And I'm going to nest this within my featured areas. And then I can just start going in here, and I can add in, content. I can type in information in here. I can also go in and start embedding information. So if I wanted to drop in like my video link, maybe it's me saying, hey, thanks for visiting my site. Here's this information about San Diego. It's known for XYZ, blah, blah, blah. These businesses, this type of industry. But basically, you just start dropping the code in. So you can just kind of copy and paste, fun, exciting stuff, but kind of fun in the long run because you know what you're going to achieve with it. Because it's basically like create it and you're done. So you can see here we've got our YouTube video. We have our review. And then we've got our iframe with our search, all those three things. So when I click save, it's going to drop all three of these into that custom page. And for some reason, my screen is not updating. So we're going to close that, and then we're going to open it again. And, this is good times, everyone, because now my cursor's not wanting to go into that field. So we're going to pivot, and we're going to go talk about something else. So are there any more questions about the service areas and SEO or like widgets in general so far? I don't think there are, but I'm going to take a look-see. No. Okay. So let's talk a little more about the website editor and how to use code in the newsletter or the advanced email template. So when we go into marketing, all marketing, and then scheduled mass email, you can actually create newsletters within kvCORE or pointed information to send specific groups within kvCORE. So this is where it comes in handy for you to start using hashtags, start recognizing statuses, and then also looking at just groupings of people in general so you can send pointed information to folks or overall general information to everybody. So I'm going to click schedule email here at the top to get started with this. Now, when you're sending it out, you can choose from a saved filter, a hashtag, or a status. So this is where it comes in handy when you start thinking about grouping your people in your smart CRM and saving lists of people. And someone had a great question. Hey, just curious, have we talked about video sales funnels? Yes, we actually have quite a few videos on that subject. If you go to our YouTube channel, so if you're on your kvCORE dashboard and you go to the bottom left of kvCORE, oh, it didn't let me open it up. If you go to the bottom left of kvCORE, you'll have like your little support and training slider. It goes out to the right. And then you're going to have to choose YouTube channel, and it takes you right there. If you use a little search button, you can just put in like video and it'll talk all about it. And Boris is saying, hey, I created a custom page, but it has not added to my website. So Boris, sometimes it's instantaneous. Sometimes it takes a couple of minutes. I'd give it a few. If you still don't see it, by the time this session's over, I would ping support and say, hey guys, what's up? If you want to try and view it beforehand, before you ping support, which is what I always suggest, is be proactive. And on your website, just go to your main domain of like mine's annalisadolan.officialdemoaccount.com, right? At the end of that / type equals /_cache ? Press enter. And this is what's going to flush the cache of your images and refresh your website view. So like if you're ever chatting with support and they're like, hey, did you flush the cache? And in your mind, you're like, sure, what the heck is that? But in your mind, like, yeah, I guess I did. How do I do that again? To them, basically, that's what they're asking you. They're asking you to put this code of equals flush cache. I'm gonna put this out there to everybody so you can copy it. You can actually copy that and put it at the end of the link and flush your browser cache, try to refresh your own view, because sometimes those images are logged, so they load faster. And we have to like get those ones that have been logged in to load faster and then load what's actually in front of us. So that could be what's happening there for us. Okay, so let's say we want to create a newsletter to send out to some folks about what's happening in the area. So a really easy way to do this is we go to templates and just type in newsletter. And you'll see this little newsletter icon right here. And it pre-cans a template for you. It's going to take a moment to fill all that in. So you can see we've got an agent header, a Memorial Day header, all this good stuff. You can actually change all of this up really, really, really easily. The agent header will always pull information directly from your profile. You can also change it up to like schedule a showing, view a listing, and then associate different things to it. But that's a different course for a different day. But there's all sorts of really groovy things you can do in these newsletters. But let's say we want to add some code. We want to add some HTML about my reviews, so they can click in my newsletter and just go right to my website to do a search. So what I might do is pull over HTML. So I'm going to see there's those little icons again. So I'm going to put my little hand on that and pull this little guy right on over. And it's going to say, well, where do you want to drag this? Where do we want to drop it? So I'm going to put it in between the header and that file. So there's my new HTML block. I can actually click in that and you can see the menu over here opened up for that. And you can see it says, hi, I'm an HTML block, right? So that information in here matches what you're seeing here. Now, if I want to take that embed code information for my search bar, I just copy it either from kvCORE or my doc here, go into my HTML block that I dragged over. So like if I'm hovering over this information where I can like add in text, you see it kind of talks about content of text, link, line height, all that good stuff. If I click on this one about images or a file, it's a matching menu for that file. If I click into the HTML block, it's a menu speaking to that block only. So now I'm just going to get rid of what's in there. And I'm going to paste in my border. Now, I'm probably going to have to work with our support team to make this a little shorter or smaller, but we can actually, arrange the elements and so forth to adjust around that. But you can bring information in like this. So if we wanted to bring a video in per se, I'm going to get rid of that block. I can actually bring over my video. Like if I have a YouTube video, oh, well, that went a little too quickly, didn't it? Sorry about that. Okay, so what I did is I put my hand on this little video guy and I drag him over. I can do that. And if I click on add a video URL, I can actually I can go to my YouTube channel. And if I wanted to just embed the video, I could just go and click share, just copy the link and paste it in. Now this can either be YouTube or Vimeo, and then it embeds that YouTube video in. The difference being when you're using YouTube and you put it in here, when they click this button to play, it's going to open it up in YouTube. Now, once you have your video in, of course, then you can play around with what it looks like. Do I want a round or a rectangular button? Do I want a dark button? Do I want a light button? You know, how do I want it to look? Do I want the button bigger, smaller, larger? You know, what am I looking at? Now, Amar is saying, hey, do we have a service to get this set and done for you? Yes. So I can show you the done for you service before we wrap up today. And we're actually in the midst of creating a menu for done for you because it just launched. I believe it was towards the end of the year, beginning of the year. It's been going a little while, but it's picking up a pace. And we're starting to see we need to get some menus created instead of a like, well, what are you seeking? Because a lot of people are like, well, this is what I want, but what do you think, right? So we're trying to put together ideas so you can be like, that's exactly what it is. Now I don't have to figure it out. Let's see here. And then Mark saying, hey, I noticed my Google reviews pointing to is something incorrect. So Mark, have you contacted support on that? Or actually, you know what, Mark, just email me and I'll take a look and see what's happening there. And maybe I'll be able to tell you what needs to be done. Okay. So if you have core video for BombBomb or like powered by BombBomb, I just and Mark's saying, hey, what's your email? I just put it out there in the chat for you. So let's say you use core video for BombBomb, like powered by BombBomb. You're going to click on content. Then you can pull your core video icon over and then choose the video that you have recorded. So like if you ever want to add any type of specific HTML to a newsletter, aside from the tools of which we provide, like when you look at this, you're like, cool, I can bring over a text box. So like if you wanted to create one from scratch, like we ditched all of this, you can just create from scratch. And you can say, all right, well, first I want to have a text box welcoming people. Maybe I want to drop an image over here. You know, maybe I want to have a row of some information with an image and more text. So then I can say, all right, well, I'm going to pull my image right here. I'm going to have text about what that image is about that I'm going to add next to that. Maybe I want to pull the video here. You know, so you have the ability to kind of create different calls to actions, maybe put a divider between everything and create some really customized information. And Cindy Carr is saying, hey, is this recorded? If so, where can I find it? I am a beginner. Well, welcome, Cindy. I'm glad you're here. Yes, this is recorded. And if you ever want to find all of our YouTube video content, you're going to go down here to the left within kvCORE, and it's going to say support and training. And you'll see all of our support docs, all of our free courses, our webinar schedule of free courses every day, our YouTube channel, and our Facebook group. So just click on YouTube channel. And then of course, I'm going to say, be sure to click the subscribe button. We're adding information here daily. But a few minutes ago, I was saying, hey, you know, how do I find something on this channel? So you can see we're running live right now on Breakfast in Bed. So this is kind of like a very, what's that word, inception moment for some people who are on YouTube right now watching this, right? But you can actually go to this little magnifying glass, and this is where you could put in like video. And it's going to talk with you about premium video, different types of video things you can create, agent success plan, door flow, door teaser videos. There's all sorts of information in here on how to use video. Like this is a great one. Proven ways to grow your business using video. Incredible. Leveraging video in kvCORE. How to embed a video into a blog. All of this information is at your fingertips. And Elizabeth saying is, do we have a form embed in kvCORE or a way to create a form? You would need to create, so are you thinking like a form where you're going to capture additional information over email and or phone number. Okay, that would be a form you would create outside of kvCORE and use with your pay-per-click. So that could be something like a Cognito form, a form stack, a Google form. We did a really great Cognito one. It's probably been a hot minute. I'm trying to find that form one. But here's all of one, like how to run Google lead form ads. Building custom open house forms. Generating cash buyer leads, and it talks about forms. So does this. So all of these can help you kind of get your arms around learning about the different types of forms. And then just to circle back, Sandy's saying, again, where do we find the Creative Commons thing for videos? Okay, so let's go back to YouTube. When you get up there, just go to the search. So maybe in this case, I want to do Vancouver, Washington. Wherever we're looking, right? Or whatever we're seeking to find. And you could probably even reach out to your local, maybe your local chamber or your local Better Business Bureau or your local maybe neighborhood associations, uptown business, downtown business, like the heart of the district businesses, whatever business associations are out there, and see if they have information that they will provide to you of free videos and free content, because you're going to talk about the area and bring more people to the area and their businesses. So maybe they have content they can give you that you can use. Who knows? But once you have your search done, you go into filters, fourth column over features, Creative Commons. And then like here's a free one of Seattle. And then you would just go into the video.
If you have a utility meter like this on the side of your house,
and then share, embed, copy, and then drop it in. Of course, watch it first, right? But then drop it in. But I wanted to make sure all of you are aware of just these neat little goodies that can lead to more conversations. The one other thing I wanted to make sure to show you today, especially when it comes to adding in like the valuation call to action, so it lands at the bottom left of your website. So maybe you've got your reviews in here and you want evaluation to always be at the bottom left of your site. You can go into your Web and IDX, Embeds, and then you can go into your seller valuation, the fourth one down. And this widget right here, just copy the frame. And you know what, I'm just going to double dog dare you guys to do this today because it's really easy to do in just seconds. And then you take that code, go over to Web and IDX, settings. So Web and IDX settings. The easiest way to navigate this whole page is to do a Control F for a PC or a Command F for a Mac and find something. So we're just going to find the footer. So we're just going to type in foot. And you can see it took me right down to the footer. And if I have more than one, I can just use my little arrows to find what I'm looking for. But there's only one foot, quote unquote, footer in kvCORE. So you can see my iframe is in here for my review. And now I can just paste in my iframe for the embed tab for the seller evaluation call to action and click save. Website settings saved. So it should be pretty instantaneous. I'm just going to go ahead and reload this again. It can sometimes take up to 15, 20 minutes, half hour, depending. But just give it a little time. And then if you don't see it within an hour, ping support. Now you can see I've got my enter your address for free and instant valuation, get value right there. And now any page I go to, if I click over here to San Diego, I've got my search here. If I go to the bottom left, it's right there. So this will be at the bottom of every single web page that I have associated with kvCORE and my domain. Now, before we wrap up, I do want to make sure that I speak to how do you choose the types of listings, because we were kind of looking at the results of, well, there's this many results that show initially, but then it kind of goes down to a lower number. Why? It's all due to the type of listings you have showing on your site. So when to get to this, you're going to go, let's say you're in your dashboard today and you're like, all right, I want to take a look at what she was talking about. You're going to scroll down the left, hover over Web and IDX, go into website settings. We're going to scroll up just a little bit here. And you're going to see this index. Listings. Click listings, and it takes you to the very bottom of the page. Now, every MLS is going to have a different type served list here. They're all unique, like beautiful, beautiful snowflakes, right? So we can actually click on these to say, do I want mobile showing or fractional? Yes or no. Uncheck them if you don't want these types of properties showing on your website. Do you want rentals? Do you want multifamily? Do you want business ops or commercial, contingent or pending? If your MLS has coming soon available, it will show here. If you scroll down, you can also go down to the very bottom and say, hey, how do I want people to see my website sorting? Is it going to be by default low to high, high to low? Is it going to be days on market? Is it going to be popularity? Am I going to show them a map view, a grid view, or a list view? So you can play around with that initial flavor and view of your site really, really easily here. Do I want to add in additional search keywords onto my website for my people when they visit? Do I need to make sure I have my ADA amenities added? Do I need to add association fees or elevators or fencing options? What these do is pull filters directly from your MLS and add search capability to the front side of your website. So when we're looking at the search and more filters, and we scroll down, everything we're looking at here is baked in and coded directly into kvCORE. They move my zoom, it's always in the way. Okay, so you can see all of this is built in. Property facts, amenities, general, financial, structural, rental options. And then everything I added in for amenities, association fees, elevator, fencing, are those specific filters I chose to add from kvCORE to my website. So when people jump in here and they look at amenities, maybe they're like, hey, yep, I'm looking for a place that has an elevator. And it adds it into the keyword. Maybe I need to have a place that's got a chain link fence. You know, they can add these things in. Yes or no elevator. So, you know, you can kind of figure out what you want to add in here that makes the most sense for your area. But you do have the ability to add this in. So if you want to drop anything in there today, just go in here where it says extra search options. And then this is where you can just start scrolling down and saying, okay, well, what do I want to add? How many bedrooms in that unit? Do I need to have boat facilities? Are you in an area where there is vacation homes or boats on a dock, or maybe it's a floating home, or it's a place that comes with a dock or a boat slip? You can add that. So, you know, take a look at these and see what you can do to add in extra information. Like, does it need to have a guest house? How is it being heated? How's the water getting to the house? What's important out there, right? And then you can take a look at all of this information, especially like pets allowed, yes or no. Like anymore, you know, people's pets are their kids, especially after all of these pets were adopted during this craziness of this pandemic the last few years. So as people move, more and more people might be looking for a place that allows pets. So, you know, these are things to kind of consider. And then as you add these and save, you can go to your site, reload it. And then by the end of the day today, I mean, you've got a lot of things if you put them in place, like adding your reviews, adding in some filters, adding in widgets to custom pages and SEO. You can be proud of yourself for adding a lot of things here that add a lot of rich content and usability to your site. So that's kind of what my main gist today is like, hey, how do I do this? What do I do? And how can I contribute to the successful use of people using my site and, gaining insight and trust with me? So everything I share today when it comes to like all of this information, I kind of skipped this because I was kind of talking by heart to it, but I'll be sure to include all of this information to our Delaney, who actually writes all our support articles. And I'm going to ask her to add this information to our existing article or create a new article. And then I'll make sure that article is sent out to everyone. So normally I would share the link to this. And actually, I can, it's not that big of a deal. I think I created the link for it. But everything that I've been creating lately, I've been sending to support so we can have it added to the article. The other one that I created to you for a long time ago is basically, okay, now I want to drop an image into an embed field, but all I have is the link for the image. What the heck do I do with that? This is a key that all you have to do is add the image link into it and then copy it and paste it into the doc or wherever you're going to put that, like on a landing page, or not a landing page, but like a custom page, blog, what have you. It gives you the how-to. So like if this is the link that I want to embed into a custom page, how do I do that? Well, actually what I did is I just gave you the information here on how to put that together. So it gives you the ability to insert that image link that ends in JPEG or PNG, and then it allows you to drop it in. So basically today, if you want to add an image somewhere, just use this top section here, find your image link, paste it in between the two quotes here, then copy this whole thing. Then you can go into your custom page, let me have to just jump into content here, show you what I'm talking about. Custom page. Go ahead and review my, edit this one. If I go into my embed code, I can paste that image in, save. And now if I scroll down, secret squirrel, right? So this is how you have the ability to actually grab an image and embed it into a custom page, a blog, and an SEO area page. So there's your little Easter egg, right? And it's that secret squirrel club. So with that, this has been recorded. You can view all of our recordings again via support and training YouTube channel. You can also join our Facebook group. If you haven't joined that, I really, really encourage you to. Back in the day, when I first started with this group, which was like 7 years ago, we had like 500 people. And now I think we're getting close to 70,000. And then within a day, about 30,000 people are reading the content. And we also have a lot of people that interact on here. So this is a great place for you to interact, find out new information. Myself, I try to add in information every day on something new to learn. So like yesterday, I'm like, hey, did you know you can add a quick search bar to your SEO area pages, AKA resource tabs on your website? And then I try to pin it for the day. So I really encourage you to join our Facebook discussion group. It's a great place to network with other folks, or maybe you're like, hey, I tried to create this Facebook or Google ad, but Facebook flagged it. They wouldn't let it go. You can actually post a preview of what the ad was, and people who do that every day can be like, oh, I can see where this might have been problematic, or maybe you might want to try this. It's not really a place to go for technical support about something that might be going wrong with kvCORE. We'll direct that to support. But if you're like, hey, I'm trying to build this, or I'm trying to create a niche for this, how would you guys do it? This is a fantastic place to ask. So with that said, I need to wrap up here. Thank you so much for being here. Tomorrow we do have another course happening. You can see all of our calendar events at the top right of your Facebook, or your kvCORE page where it says view training calendar. Click on that. Click on your time zone. And it's going to show you everything free that is happening today. So tomorrow you've got a bunch of different courses. You've got a great thing for kvCORE team admins. If you're a team admin, go. It's awesome. And then we have another next level strategy tomorrow on Thursday. So next level runs every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And Glenda's saying, woohoo, add a seller valuation to her footer. Awesome. I love it, Glenda. But check all of these out and, come to what you can. Even if you register and you can't attend, you're still going to get the reminder on your calendar for the next one. So, proactively jump in there if you can, get that reminder to go if you can, and we'll see you on the next one. Have a great day again, everybody. Bye-bye.